Good afternoon, guys. It's Mike. It is Friday the 14th, last trading day of the week, and I am cutting out early today. I have family in town and a wedding this weekend and a lot of stuff going on. So I will do the boot camp tomorrow, but I'll have a hard time with charts, and Raphael's traveling, so we're going to get this video cut early so we can get it up on Twitter for you guys. This is your market recap and option flow update for today, the 14th. Overall today, guys, bank earnings were good. They sold off a little bit on earnings. No surprise. We see this all the times with the financials. No damage done. They came into the 21-day, and they're holding around there. You can see here, Qs, SPY, all in grind mode today. Very quiet session so far, but the action has been very good, very bullish. By the way, as I'm sitting here, I'm watching another call sweeper come in, AXL coming in here. This name, not one we see often. They're buying the August 17 calls. Just a lot of activity today, so let's get to it. Best way to start off with was the SPY. We caught a bull sweeper here of the August 9th 2 to 48 calls, $150,000 worth of them. So we continue to see bullish bets in the SPY. In terms of rumors and chatters today, SIG right on the open. There was a rumor they're getting bought at 85. And you had some flow into the July 65 calls, but it's held in nicely, hasn't done much. The one I wish I had traded was DDD. They had a rumor for a price at 23, and they came in and hit the weekly 1850 calls, and it's been grinding off of that ever since. It's all right. What did I trade today? Don't laugh. I traded Amgen. I got into next week's calls, got a little bit of a profit. I put a stop, went to go put a stop in place, and we didn't realize how wide the options were at that moment, and I got stopped out because I put my my stop in at the bid, but I did make a couple bucks on it. Not big deal. I did scalp Tesla today very briefly. I took the weekly 330s from 25 to 0.49 on this little move. Made a little cash. I'll take that. And I did buy Yelp August 32 calls on the open with this. They're green, and January 32 calls. I'm looking for this move into this gap. They continue to come after it. I like that. I continue to like Yelp here. Let's cover puts because, quite frankly, they were endangered species today. Himix, right off the bat, caught a couple sweeps into the August 25th 650 puts, and of course it's running, so got me on that one. And HBI had news out that Hedgeye was lowering their forecast for it or something along those lines, and they came in and hammered the August 21 puts. So that takes care of the put flow. Onto the call buying today. So it's been a lot of call buying. We talked about Yelp already. So one to watch here is JP Morgan. I'll let the banks get a little bit more reporting in, but that was some great earnings, and they hit the December 100 calls, almost 300,000 of them into the lows today. So I'd keep an eye on that one. Under Armour has seen August 20 call buyers all day long. They keep coming back for more in this name. It looks nice. So Under Armour is not a bad looking one here. TSM as well. They came for the July 36 calls, almost 400,000 of them, and it's after earnings. So I like that, guys. So if you like this name, you want to play it, give it a shot here, see what it can do. One of the big winners today is WDC. They came after this one right on the open, nonstop. So they came after the July 96 calls, $200,000 worth. Then they hit the July 96, $280,000 worth. Then we went back to the July 96 again. Then we hit the September 90s. And then they opened a 5,500. They bought 5,500 calls, a call spread on the October 100 by 110. Nothing but very, very bullish on WDC as it comes up into this high here. I like this name moving forward. If you want to play NVIDIA, man, it was one interesting day. And they've been coming after this thing all day long. They were in the weekly 162.50s, and then they kept coming on these things, 165s and then 167.50s. These things more than doubled. They were a great trade. It's over here. They're out. Only other note in NVIDIA, that October 210 call buyer came back a couple times today. Keeps adding into that position. Micron looks great here. They have been, I've seen almost $9 million of call buying into Micron today. All in the money, but they hit the October 27s a couple times, almost $2.4 million there. And then we saw a massive bet into the July 28th 30s for $200,000. And lastly, they hit the January 22 call, $7 million worth of calls there. Just incredible buying there in Micron. This name should be on everybody's radar moving forward. They're telling you to stay with it. Ambarella, after yesterday's rumor and call buying, continues to see buying in that August 57.50 calls. I like this name next week as well, with the market holding up. Netflix saw a lot of call sweepers into next week's calls. Guys, it's earnings. They're playing earnings bets, which are on Monday, so I would just play carefully or not play there at all. Apple saw some suicides and a little bit in the August 149 calls, August 4th 149 calls, but nothing big in Apple today. They were not playing there today. And what else? AMD caught some buying. AMD saw some January 18 and October 15 calls buying. Another name that's repairing off this down move, continues to look good. Twitter, I'm going to point this out because Twitter just broke this high here, this year's high, and they saw call buying again into the January 20 calls. Twitter continues to look good, running into earnings. I like this one. What else? We'll go to Tesla real quick. Nothing huge today, but somebody did buy the November 490 calls, paid $2.13, and then they hit the July next week's 325s as well. Has to get above the 8-day for me to really like this here at this point. I continue to sit in next week's 345s, very small runner there. In biotech world, it's been very quiet today so far. RDUS, though, RDUS, which is a biotech, did see a sweeper of the October 60 calls. Help if I typed it right. There you go. HCNP, we talked about this a couple of days ago. Man, my hand's off. They came back a couple times today. They hit the October 11 calls again, and they hit the August 11 calls and the August 14 calls. So I like this name as well with that gap. HZNP, which we talked about. Then there's VNTV. They came after this yesterday, and they're coming after this again all morning. Big time action now in the August 70 calls. 15 times volume there. Then they started hitting the July 65s and some August 65. So they're really coming after these names. Overall, guys, the markets remain very bullish. We have a series of lower highs in the indexes. We're pushing highwards into earnings next week. We have options expiration next week, a lot going on. So giving you lots of reasons to stay long in this market. Biotech after the move, just taking the day off. X, nothing bad. Hit there, pull back, holding the breakout here. If it holds in here, we look good. I like it. So guys, enjoy. I'll catch you guys on Monday morning. I'll see you guys in the webinar tomorrow. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm out.